Welcome back, everybody. It's race number 6 of the MRC Cup Series season. Here today from Darlington Motor Speedway for the Bojangles Classic 200. You can see a couple throwback schemes in the field, well, at least like just one or two on the screen right now. We got Dylan Schwallenberg back into the booth here today.
Yes, sir. I'm back. We're here at Darlington, South Carolina. We're here for Throwback Weekend. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to get this started. And yeah, I'm back with my buddy Will Goss in the booth. It's going to be fun.
We up here praying our cars don't get into some violent crashes like they have been these past couple of weeks. No vested interest. No vested interest, of course. We're unbiased. But today starting on the pole we have Jacques Dokkan in that beautiful number 35 Bordeaux butt paste machine. Not a throwback car, but it is well, I guess technically it is. It is a very nice looking car there indeed. And behind him, definitely nailing the throwback theme, is Skylight Racing's Christian Vargas, currently third in the point standing, so a pretty good start for him here today. Let's see if he can convert that into a win, or just a pretty good finish for him. See if he can swoop that points lead away from Seth Cole, not starting too hot here today. Richard Johnson behind him, Pedro Lucas and Eric DeMax make up your top 5, and we did mention points leader Seth Cole. It's kind of important to note. Oh, it's just a little gap. I didn't even notice that they left that there. Important to note for him, he's made one less start than pretty much the rest of the field, and he's leading it by 3 points over Spike Stinson. So a very strong start for that 52, even though they didn't make the Daytona field.
Yeah, what a crazy Daytona week that was, just remembering back on that. Such good memories. And you know, now that we're back down south, I think it's about time that, you know, it gets about to that level again. We need some crazy racing here today. We got a bunch of nice throwback schemes. Maybe not all the way up at the front, but you'll see them going down the field as well. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. They should be right up against the wall, if not in the wall, and getting some Darlington stripes for sure.
Yeah, definitely. 147 laps here to make up the 200 miles that this race will be. We mentioned the top 5. We'll continue moving through that field as far as we can. Kyler Sustrayan, kind of like a throwback X-Side machine there. RJ Bishop in the Kroger 98 machine. Next to him, DJ Curtis. One of those drivers who's missed a handful of races, missing the last 2. Trying to crawl out of that bottom underneath 30th place. AJ Jones up next to Tristan Woolhoit. Another car pretty high up in the points. Tristan Allen up next to Kiani, and totally different story for Tristan Allen there in terms of the Misfit Motorsports guys, and getting ready to go green here.
Yep, flag man's about to drop the green flag. Here we go. Jack Dokkan going to lead him to the green coming into turn 1. Let's see who comes out on top.
Yeah, we'll see which line will be the preferred one here. I mean, running the wall is usually how it goes, but if your car is kind of tank slapping it here and there, you might want to move to the lower line. We'll see who can make the passes early on.
See the 93 digging down the inside of the 00, but he gives it up for the corner. It's lap 1. You want to be easy, but Pedro Lucas is going to take advantage of him taking it easy. You don't want to go to sleep around Darlington for sure.
No, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be trying to push a little early just to make the moves. Oh, RJ Bishop caught in the wall there to see if he can get out of it.
You're going to see that a few times today. For sure. That is a big hit from the second time from that 98 as well. He took a big whack at the wall. Hopefully he didn't mess anything up. It looks like he's fine.
Right end, maybe, right side maybe a little beat in there, but I mean, so far so good. I'm sure we'll see that plenty today. So, you know, these guys, it's their first time here. It's a little bit of inexperience. There's Richard Johnson in the wall. He hasn't been in a race in a minute either. I think he missed the last race, and hasn't been finishing too well.
First times here too. When you're touching on that, they're driving really, really fast around their first time here, so they're all going to be struggling. It's going to be a chaotic race for sure in terms of figuring out how to get around this place. But once you do, someone's going to be out there by a long margin.
You're going to have to exercise as much patience as you can afford to here, but at the same time, track position is also pretty key. Once the tires start to wear, it's going to be a little difficult to make passes. You're going to have to bank on people making mistakes like we're seeing pretty early here. A lot of people catching the wall, and that might be the story of the race. Looks like Christian Vargas has overtaken the lead from Jacques Dokkan there.
Yeah, with this track, you want to be really aggressive but really good with your tires. You want to keep it in a fine window and margins to not drive it too hard like Kyler Sustride's doing right now. But, you know, sometimes you can get away with it around here. I mean, really, sometimes you can just use the wall to get around the corner. Depends on where you hit it. So this track is one of a kind, and you got to have a certain approach to it to win this race.
Yeah, I feel like 3 and 4 is one of those corners you could probably abuse that a little bit because it's a little tighter than 1 and 2. And, of course, you're kind of using way more brakes than you are into 1 and 2 as well. So, I mean, you can kind of use the wall there a little bit. I mean, we're seeing some drivers, looks like they're trying to use it in 1 and 2, but I don't think it's really working for them. It's way too early to be trying that also. Yeah, this is definitely a pretty big test for this early part in the season, only race 6. And as we see, I think on Eric DeMax, he might have a problem. Maybe the low line just isn't as efficient as he'd want it to be. He's starting to sink like a rock there, the Bristol winner. And quite controversial driver, depending on which team you drive for. So plenty of other drivers getting into the wall there.
Eric DeMax hasn't been making too many friends.
No, definitely not, especially after winning the race after the one that he caused all those incidents in.
Yeah, very peculiar situation from 1 week to the next. But, you know, that's MRC for you. You're going to get that type of stuff, especially when all these characters are running around, and you got to learn about them at some point. So, yeah, Eric DeMax definitely showed what he's made of. And speaking of showing what they're made of, 35 just made a big pass for the lead.
Yeah, once again, we mentioned that pressure being applied on Vargas, and I think it really got to him. Look how beat in that right side is. You can start to see a little bit of the chassis there. I think he's probably hit his limit in terms of how hard he could push that car at that moment ahead of that 35, and he's paid the price for it. He's now down to 2nd place, and Shaka Khan, who's looked pretty clean all race, is going to start to take off a bit here. And pretty much single filed out at this point. Seth Cole's still kind of struggling through this part of the race. Maybe this just isn't his racetrack. Where is it's
do we have a yellow?
I think we do, yeah. We actually caution's out.
Didn't see what the wreck was for. I saw the lights.
Oh, Luis Hernandez.
Oh, Luis.
See, Buddy Barksdale involved. Ash Curtis as well. Dane Stinson. Alison Figueroa potentially. I think these guys were already at the back.
Completely different stories for the Curtis siblings there. The 51 completely damaged. His teammate up in 3rd place. Not the day that Ash wanted to go through today for sure. That is some big damage for him. Oh, what the?
I think that was a pace
right
car.
Pace car.
He is driving angry. But yeah, we'll have to take a look at what happened. The Luis Hernandez also sustaining very, very heavy damage. And Dane Stinson, I don't think there was another incident here. Oh, Dane, calm down. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, let's take a look at what happened there before anything else horrific takes place on the racetrack. see what took Luis out of this one. Alright, taking a look at what brought out the first caution here today at Darlington. So we see Dane Stinson just rim riding the hell out of the racetrack right now in the 34th position. And he's going to catch up to Buddy Barksdale here just a little too quick.
Great run out of the corner, and then Barksdale, I don't know if the spotter wasn't aware of what was going on or what happened, but he just sends him right up into the wall. And they go spinning all the way down the track in front of Amy Scazzato. And Ash Curtis, just an unlucky bystander right here.
Yeah, so just a little too much hard racing there for one of those guys to handle, and it ends up bringing out a huge, heavy impact there for Luis Hernandez and the first caution of the race. Mentioned Scazzato getting a piece of it. Alison Figueroa ends up getting an Ash Curtis. Buddy Barksdale already had heavy right side damage, but he's going to get some rear end damage to complement that race car. And yeah, just some pretty big impacts there. We'll take a look at an onboard or two, and then we'll get back going after the first round of pit stops here. Alright, back here at Darlington, we have a couple people that have dropped from the field, and a couple people that are lapped down, as you see on the inside there of Allison Figueroa and Buddy Barksdale. Zach Fitzwater taking over the lead, doing the pit stop cycle, and we'll see what he can do as the green flag flies once again. Pretty good jump from the 11.
One. Yeah, Fitzwater got a big gap from the second place car. Figueroa's holding him up down on the inside real quick, and yeah, just single file calm stuff until they get to the second lap, probably.
Yeah, we'll see. They got to navigate the lap traffic here also, because that 45 is going to be pretty slow with not the use of their rear end there. It looks pretty beat in. So, yeah, let's see how this field takes it. As Bobby Jones, I think he was late getting off pit road, as he is now going to be heading the field, but obviously not in the lead. Ooh, Richard Johnson getting in the wall there pretty early on in this run. Now 44 laps into this one.
Here we go, Bobby Jones up here with the 11, holding him up just a little bit, giving him that dirty air.
Oh man, he's going to be doing a little more than holding him up here if he keeps doing that. Oh man.
That's dangerous. Oh, and they're going to get around it on the inside. DJ Curtis kind of slowed down there a little bit, and he's going to almost sit behind the 39 real fast. He recognizes that he's kind of faster and going around the outside.
Oh, he's going to try it, and he's going to get it done. I think that was the right, well, I mean, that definitely was the right move looking at it, but oh man, I mean, I don't know if I would have had that patience that he did.
What an unorthodox way to make that move, but I would be careful following that 39. He was riding really close to the wall every lap.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy, just anticipating that the 39 would kind of be able to hold off Fitzwater a little bit there. He must have saw something that we really couldn't from the cockpit of his car there. As he now takes the point, he's got Roberto Crown Jr. We mentioned him earlier. He's right behind DJ. He's really looking to have a good finish here today at Darlington.
Yeah, Crown, like we had said earlier, you know, trying to bounce back from that slump. It's all a confidence game, and oh my goodness, what are you doing, bud?
Oh, contact made. There's a lot of stuff going on so far, but I mean, the battle for the lead is just so exciting. We'll take a look at some other things if we can. I mean, I feel like something's going to happen up here.
DJ has got to feel good right now. He has gotten around the 39. He's in clear air, and he can just focus.
Is that another caution? Oh, nope.
Nope, not yet.
I thought I
might have another one soon.
I saw the flagman waving. And Cam Vanderhorst now on the wall.
It's Darlington.
Oh, he makes contact with Tristan Allen, teammates.
That is a beautiful 27 car. Love how that looks.
Absolutely, yeah. That classic Mountain Dew scheme on that car looks freaking fantastic. Sitting behind second place in points, Spike Stinson. It's currently on track. Where are you right now? You're 8th place. Fantastic, good for you. Looking to have a very good finish here for his points stay. As we mentioned earlier, top of the broadcast, 3 points behind Seth Cole. He has one more start than Seth. I mean, Seth has one less start on the rest of the field, and imagine where he'd be right now if he just had a finish at Daytona.
The craziness has definitely slowed down. DJ Curtis leading the field over the lap down car, Bobby Jones heading second place on backwards. But he is just rim riding that wall, man. I don't know how he's doing this every lap.
Yeah, I don't know how Bobby's doing it either, but it looks like he's going to finally get passed by a couple more cars, and now Roberto Crown Jr. is going to have another shot at trying to get his way up towards the front as Fitzwater capitalized on Jones making a mistake right in front of him. See, some of these guys have got their right sides fixed a little bit, but some are requiring new Darlington stripes.
Murphy in P6. Where did he come from?
Yeah, for sure, he's right on that cutoff line for the LCQ also, so a run right now like this, yeah, 100%.
Minnesota-backed driver backed by the Minnesota-based company. He is loving where he's running right now, and I'm loving the basic throwback on this car right now. I'm so glad that the throwbacks are starting to come towards the front now that the race is going on.
Yeah, for sure. And Alpha Connolly leading the team points as well. I mean, he's going to put it in the wall for a little bit there.
I jinxed him. I can't lie. That was commentator's curse.
Leading the team points at the moment is Alpha Connolly Racing. Of course, Joey Murphy a part of that after they got their Daytona 250 race win. But course, you know, would like to throw some more hardware in that trophy cabinet. Crown a race like Darlington, which, I mean, it's kind of on the cusp of becoming a crown jewel race, is
Pretty
definitely
much is a crown jewel for MRC. It's one of the bigger tracks that we go to, and you know we got a whole weekend behind it. We might as well consider this a crown jewel for this series.
It definitely has that status, and you know, throwing that trophy in the trophy cabinet would look very nice at the headquarters there. As now we got a 3-car battle for the lead, and might make it 4 if Richard Johnson could get the move done. And well, that looks like he's gonna have a bit of help from Bobby Jones, who just something might be up with that right front at this point. I mean, he's put that car on the wall so many times, there might be a little bit of rubbing from that right fender.
You think that's just his preferred line around this track? Like he just likes hitting the wall?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, he's a lap down. It's not really helping him out. I mean, he's getting past pretty easily.
This is an interesting approach for sure.
It's usually not the goal of the driver to put it in the wall, but Darlington might be a different track altogether. I'm not too sure. I've seen plenty of people do it today. There's another spot gain for Murphy too,
Ooh,
or maybe
right
not. Nope, never mind.
Though. Wow.
Commentator's curse. Murphy's gonna lose 2 spots there, actually.
Don't look too far behind. Something that you don't want to hear when Diddy's near you. Jack the Cock is right there coming up on Richard Johnson.
Oh my god. That 60, I think, rode the wall so hard. That right side is super beaten. Oh man, he's so slow. Not looking good for second place in points today. I mean, he's hanging on now, but... Yeah, look how beat up that right side of that 60 car is.
Gone from a spike to a nosedive. He is not fading well here right now. He was a little bit further up, and speaking of further up, DJ is hard on the wall.
Oh man, Fitzwater, he just banked on DJ, just slowing down. He crossovered the hell out of him. And now it's Fitzwater and Crown that are going to battle for the lead this time around. Coming up on lap traffic of the 2 cars that started right next to him once we got this restart going.
Yeah, DJ may have worn his tires out a little bit too much out there, trying to keep him behind, but no worries, there's some lap traffic, and he's going to try to get right by him again.
Yeah, let's see what they can make with this lap traffic. Hopefully they can just kind of get him to move to the inside. It looks like the high line's the preferred way to pass.
That bunched everybody up. Look at DJ trying to go around the outside. Oh, didn't really get it.
Yeah, they're coming back now. Yeah, look at this. This is just incredibly tight racing with lap traffic damn near having to wall themselves just just to avoid all this. Stinson's been dropping like a rock now. Oh, man, Fitzwater's going to have a bit of an advantage here because the 31's not going to be able to utilize the high side as well as that 11 can. Looking to put a gap between himself and second place here. And Figueroa once again at the wall. Figueroa is the car directly behind Murphy on the cut line for the LCQ, so it just ain't looking too good for him. As long as they can survive this race, maybe bank on another just awful crash to happen that would take more people out of the race, they can make it happen. So Barksdale right on that rear end of that 38. Should be 4th position. Yeah. Actually ahead of Bobby Jones.
35. Got by the lap cars. Just seeing everyone go slowly by the lap cars. You're going to see the contenders start to come out. This is really where you make or break it. It's the traffic navigation. And, at this point in the race specifically. So, yeah, you see the 11 starting to pull a gap on the 31 now on the ticker. And these guys in the midfield are all just trying to find space.
Look how quick everyone is caught up. I mean, the top 10 separated by basically 2.5 seconds here. Well, I mean, that's increased to 4 now. Starting to find some clean air there with all that traffic, and Fitzwater's kind of opened up a bit of a gap here. It's between 2nd and 3rd place. Johnson behind him to Max. Jacques the Cock, of course, he had that pretty big lead earlier. He's probably looking like the strongest car on the track here today. Let's see if he can reclaim that lead. Really interesting battle for the lead up here. They're just staying right with each other. Well, see if that 31 has anything for the leader. We'll kind of take a quick glance back to the field. We've mentioned DJ Curtis plenty today. Richard Johnson, mentioned him pretty well outside of 30th place, but man, a hell of a performance here so far. 4th place at the moment. Eric the Max, of course, has kind of been on a tear ever since that penalty that he received in Atlanta. Of course, getting that race win. And then 6th place after that. Oh, looks like we have an incident. I saw smoke. Yes, we do. Pace car is on track and just getting bulldozed by everyone behind him. I didn't see what happened, but Figueroa in the pits. And maybe Victor Nunez was involved with this, but that will bring out caution number 2, whatever happened there. We'll take a look and see what happened. With this pit stop, they should have enough to make it to the end, so this might be the key pit stop for all these teams. So take a quick glance at the replay. Alright, taking a look at what brought out the second caution here at Darlington. You see AJ Jones, he just really loves the wall up there. And he is going to stay in the wall pretty much the entirety of the corner. He gets off now. And he might find it again pretty soon, though. He sure does.
Blake Warren watching that all from his windshield, too. Look at him come down the track, and all of a sudden Victor Nunez has a windshield full of the O2. Look at that. Yeah,
but unfortunately the angle he caught the O2 at, he overcorrects right into the backstretch wall there. And he's going to collect RJ Bishop. And he's just going to end up spitting to the bottom of the track, but there was already a hazard created on the racing surface, so that brings out the second yellow flag of the race, and that's pretty much it. And they're going to have to pit again, so they should be able to make it to the end of the race, but we'll see. Maybe someone plays some crazy strategy here. We'll find out and see what happens, but that is yellow number 2, Victor Nunez. That's on the victim. Alright, back for the second restart of the race. Of course, got a little bit of lap traffic down below the leaders. Testicle this time taking the race lead for Dick Hare Motorsports. They're looking pretty strong in this race here today. It's got Nathan Keani, Corey Williams, Christian Vargas, and Tristan Allen behind him. And we'll see how they get going this time. Green flag will be flying. We are back a-racing.
Here they go, coming down into turn 1 to 82, getting a gap with the 8, holding everyone up. Once again, the lap car, second in line, just kind of dictating everything going on. But Bobby Jones had pace earlier. The 8, they don't even have a hood.
No, they're just kind of fighting for any amount of points that they can get. 23rd in the standings, probably won't be in too much danger of falling back as long as they can just keep the car on the track. We'll see how they handle here. They're just going to get passed by pretty much everyone on the bottom line. They're going to wall it. And, yeah, it's been a pretty common story. As you see the leaders now. Oh, man, Testicle even getting into the wall. They're pushing a little hard early. And, yeah, the lap traffic will continue to fall back there as Testicle continues to lead from the point.
Yeah, they're really going for it. You know, you got to give it your all when you're out in that clean air. Just try to get that gap. It doesn't always work out for everyone, but working for the 82 so far.
Yeah, it worked for the 36 or 35 earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a pretty similar setup in that car, which is why they're able to make their way up towards the front as they have right now, and maintain the spot that they currently hold. So, let's see how long they can hang on to that lead. Potentially towards the end of the race, we'll see how the long run pace goes. As fellow teammate Seth Cole also making his way up through the field, and look at that, Jacques Decock. So very good showing for that team here today. Roberto Crown Jr. Also, oh, we have trouble. Emmy Scazzotto, Harry Klein, oh, he collects Will Hoyt.
Big crash down the back.
And it's going to continue.
Oh, Michael Sweeney.
Michael Sweeney, he's flipping. Oh my gosh. Oh, Cam Vanderhorst, oh, and Allison Figueroa collects Blake Warren into that. Skylar Taylor. And Harry Klein, he won Atlanta. Sweeney definitely out of this one. and fellow Misfit drivers, Wolhoit and Cam Vanderhorst. Heavy impacts for them as well. And that is going to bring out yellow number 3, Cody Lama's involved. A lot of cars involved in that incident. Oh man, huge impacts, and a lot of drivers that needed good finishes were collected in that one. So, man, we saw pretty much the beginning of that, but we'll take a look in detail and see what all happened there to bring out caution number 3 here at Darlington, closing in on 50 laps to go. Alright, so taking a look at what happened to bring out yellow number 3, we saw the beginning stages of this one, just Scazzotto riding the wall as a lap down car, ends up collecting Harry Klein, and that is going to send directly into Tristan Wolflight. Huge right side impact on that car, front end damage for that 72 for sure, and he's going to send Klein just careening into that inside wall, and then Michael Swiney is going to come back up on the track and just right into Carter Friesen. And they are 4 wide at this point. Spike Stinson, man, he just, as of right now, he just barely makes it through. And Blake Warren and DeMax, however, do not. Skylar Taylor also getting involved. And now Michael Sweeney is just going to just barrel roll here. As we see Cody Lamas, that's where he made his impact. Eric DeMax there. Everyone else is kind of scattering to avoid hitting people. And you see just so much going on. And then you'll see Alison Figueroa just charging in. It's going to run directly into the back of Cam Vanderhorst, already made impact with Blake Warren. And that will pretty much end any competitive drive that the 24 Vanderhorst had here today. And yeah, just so much happening in that accident. Oh, excuse me, in that accident. And I mean, yeah, just a hell of a wreck there.
Yeah, terrible circumstances for a lot of those drivers out there, but glad that everyone crawled out of the cars unscathed and uninjured. That was a scary wreck.
Yep, and we'll get back going green here. We'll see if anybody else has come in to make adjustments maybe before this final stretch of the race. But as of right now, Testicle in the lead. We'll see if it's the same coming to the restart, and we'll see how they finish this race up. So back once again, third restart of the race. Not much has really changed in terms of the look for how they're going to come back to the line here. Testicle still very much in the lead and control of the Bojangles Classic 200 here today. 51 laps to go as they take it to the line. Can they bring it home clean? We'll find out. Swisher Sweets machine will take him to the stripe once again as we are green. Bobby Jones fighting to get his lap back on the inside. We'll see if he can do that.
Not such a sweet restart from the 82 there. He's still stuck behind the 39. That car's really got some pace. He's just stuck a lap down. Probably would be up there fighting for the win if he had the right track position, but unfortunately just not Bobby's day. And Nathan Kiani's going around the outside of him for second place.
Yep, Kiani doing anything he can to try to get his first win of the season. He's got his 2 top 5s on the year so far, and he is really leading his team personally to success so far in the season. Seth Cole right behind Emmy Scazzotto on the wall there. It's holding up the traffic there. I'm surprised that 8 Machine is still in this race after all the calamity that's gone down. See if they can get that guy, see if they can get Emmy out of the way. As they try to take it to the closing parts of the race. Oh, Testicle now on the wall. Is Kiani going to be able to get around him? Indeed, they will. Oh, they make contact. But Kiani gets the pass done.
Hard racing here for first place. They're doing it how it should be done at Darlington. Nathan Kiani taking the lead out on the point late in the run. There's only about, I don't know how many laps to go, 50-something laps to go. Corey Williams is staring right at the front of those two as well, and right at the back of those two as well.
And Corey Williams, one of those drivers who's DNF'd or DNQ'd a couple times for Team SB, trying to lock his way into the top 30 and just make sure that he can maintain getting into the races. He DNQ'd Bristol, and he didn't really have a good finish at Chicagoland either, finishing 40th after being involved in an incident, but third place here today could do wonders for that race team.
Yeah, rough start to season 1 after what looked like so much promise in Daytona with how much speed those Fords had in qualifying and in the duels and in the race as well. We thought that Ford was going to be out and away the best with Team SB, but you know, it's been so much parity there. We haven't had one single team that's we can say has been the best besides Alpha Connolly that's at the top. But other than that, you know, it's just been a out and out weird season, and looks like today Ford have got that on top of it, or have got right on top of that weird portion of the season, and are starting to rebound now.
And heavy right side impact for Bobby Jones. Eric could hear it as they were coming out of the corner. And another one of those Ford teams, he's a part of Beacon Penske Racing, which has kind of been struggling a little bit, but Kyler Sestri, of course, making it into the race here today. And you know, just Bobby Jones, also one of the drivers, just kind of just outside of that top 30. And they could have had that win at Atlanta. That could have propelled them well above that. But of course, getting involved with Eric DeMax, bringing out that huge incident that prevented them from doing so. So they're still having to fight their way into these races, unfortunately. And like we mentioned, Team SB, they're looking pretty strong early on in the season. Sliding down into 5th place in terms of the team standings on Dick Hare Racing. For the Fords is leading the charge there in 2nd place behind Alpha Connolly. But, of course, we can't count out Roush Fenway Kiani, just behind Team SB in the team points, and right now leading the charge.
Keeps hitting the wall back there. Oh my goodness. I don't know if anyone else is seeing that, but he is tearing the wall down every lap of every restart. I don't know how he's doing this. I don't know how he's even still out there.
No clue. Could just be a bit of frustration, maybe just trying to keep this car in it. I really don't know what's happening with that 39, but I mean,
that is crazy.
They were kind of contending to get their laps back, but now it's just not the case. Maybe they don't have the long run car that they think they do. Joey Murphy also getting a huge part of the wall there. And DJ Curtis we mentioned earlier, but looks like he's slid down now into 15th place. Made it through that wreck okay earlier. So the rest of the field, Ryan Jasper kind of sliding down quite a bit. Looks like he's in 24th at the moment. Blake Warren's still in this one. Eric DeMax, of course. Pedro Lucas. His car isn't as beat up as Eric's is, and that's why he's probably going to get this pass done pretty easy. And, oh man, Cody Lamas. I didn't even notice him earlier. No, chain side smacking the wall. Jesus. Tristan Wahoy, of course, still trying to charge pretty hard here. Still top 10 in points. He's got to do anything he can to maintain that. His teammate behind him was looking to have a pretty solid top 20 finish, but then, you know, just really bad accident happened. So Tess Stickles got the lead back, and I'm guessing Kiani probably tagged the wall there. And now Corey Williams is trying to make a jump for the lead. Been pretty much all forward these last couple restarts. Tristan Allen trying to break up this Ford dominance up front. One of those drivers that's DNQ'd quite a handful of times. He didn't make Daytona, didn't make Bristol or Chicagoland. His best finish is a 27th at Homestead, but currently up here in the top 5 in that classic Mountain Dew car that once ran here many years ago. Trying to do all he can to get above the LCQ zone. Currently sitting in points 48th out of the 52 drivers who have attempted races this season. Well outside of where he needs to be. I mean, even a win here wouldn't get him above that point, but it is a strong showing. There were murmurs of him wanting to just hang it up and come into the commentary booth, but the performance here today, I don't think we're going to let that happen.
No, Tristan Allen needs to stay out on the track. He's been doing a great job, and you know, these things come with time. You just got to be patient with the results, and with time, this team is going to be a really good team. And I think as long as the drivers that are there stick with it, they'll turn into some amazing drivers. So, yeah, Tristan is always welcome in the commentary booth for guest appearances, but his full-time day job should still be driving a race car.
100% agreed there. He's got the pace and the performance that can show it. I mean, if you look at what he's doing here today, pretty much all the Misfit cars were looking pretty solid today before that last caution. And 27 has endured just by staying up at the front pretty much all day. Qualified 11th, so he's got the pace. And we'll see if he can convert it potentially into a race win. But he's got Corey Williams and the very strong Dick Hare racing machine of Testicle up there to contend with.
Very strong Dick Hare machines, and you know, they're really up there cutting the mustard and spreading the butt paste and rolling up the sweets, whatever you want to call it. You know, they're just doing everything right now. So yeah, Dick Hare Racing, except for that one, that was in the wall. I jinxed them for a second, but either way, that team is coming together. They're starting to piece together really good results after a rocky start to the season.
Yeah, they just can't afford to make too many mistakes like they just did there. Of course, they should be good on fuel. Tires is going to be a completely different story, so it might come down to who's just saved a little bit more. And with the way these guys are driving, I mean, we could see that 71 maybe sneak back into the picture if they're saving a little bit. Oh, we could see the 35 Vegeta who's making the pass pretty easily on Christian Vargas, if you remember them from the beginning stages of the race. Are reliving that battle for 5th place at the moment. And that 35 could become a hell of a demon at the end of this race. I'd keep an eye on that car. They could be the one that takes the win here. Let's see if there's any other interesting stories to pull from what we are seeing right now. So we got the lap traffic navigation going on. Carter Friesen, if I recall correctly, they were pretty well off the pace in final qualifying after making their way into the field. I don't think they were one of the LCQ cars. I think they have qualified their way into the races now at this point. Yep. So maybe Friesen was kind of bailed out from just being top 30 in points at the moment, because they are looking just particularly not very good today. It might be the last car in the lead lap, just not very strong at all. So that's something to maybe make a note about if we come to a similar tracks like this later in the season. 58 not looking too good.
Missed the mark for sure.
But surviving off of pure endurance there. Yeah, Cody Lamas pretty heavily damaged at the moment.
Yeah, I was about to say, he is not in his usual habitat right now. He's usually up at the front. But yeah, having a rough day here at Darlington, holding up Cam Vanderhorst and everyone else behind him at the moment. But yeah, just a rough day for one of the contenders of the at least team championship. Probably not the best bit for that one today for that team.
No, and we did make a mention of them earlier, as well as the other Alpha Connolly cars, but of course a good handful of them getting caught up in that last accident. So shaving the front end off in that machine, and right now currently kind of holding up the leaders here. I'm sure all these guys are fighting for position up here in terms of being a lap down. Trying to find where the two cars. Oh, actually, these guys are all in the lead lap, so if a caution were to come out, they're really trying to fight for it, which is why they're holding up the leaders here pretty well. Oh, Tristan Allen trying to make a move on Corey Williams. Just don't think they'll have the drive off of the corner. And now Testicle trying to make a move on Carlos Mendez here. Put him a lap down. Another car potentially in between him and Corey Williams, as Mendez is going to wall it, just trying to get out of the leader's way. And that 35 is charging there. It's flying back up towards the front. Oh, Carlos Mendez just barely missing. Roberto Crown just barely missing Carlos Mendez there, as he is going to try to capitalize and get on the outside of Jacques de Coq. Absolutely flying. That 31 is really hooked up now. Close to 20 laps to go. It's go time for sure. Oh, Lamas in the wall once again. Oh, Vanderhorst and Lamas. Oh my goodness. Testicle just ran into
Wow.
the back of Cam Vanderhorst as he was fighting with Cody Lamas. And the 82 is bringing it down pit road. They can't see out of that machine.
What a heartbreak for the 82
Oh, and he misses
car.
pit road too. Oh man, from the lead, just a hard battle from Cam Vanderhorst and Cody Lamas takes the 82 out of the race just like that.
Corey Williams got the lead, and Tristan Allen is just smacking the wall trying to deal with the pressure of getting up to Corey Williams. He wants that win in that Mountain Dew Chevy.
For sure, and I'm sure that's not how Cam Vanderhorst intended to help out his teammate, as I'm sure some words are going to be shared between those two after this one. That was just kind of unnecessary, really, but I mean, just we'll have to take a look at potentially what happened there. Just Vanderhorst trying to escape being put a lap down and ends up getting into Cody Lamas, and Testicle just nowhere they could really go, just driving directly into the back of that 24 machine. Just even more rear end damage on that car that they just didn't really need to have at this point in the race. And now it's down to Corey Williams and Tristan Allen. There's under 20 laps to go. It's crunch time.
Oh yeah, it's definitely crunch time. The pressure is starting to come down, and everyone is just getting ready to get rowdy. It's about to get crazy.
Yeah, 15 to go at this point. Pretty much anyone in the top 5. I mean, this is their race to lose. Still got some lap traffic coming up of Harry Klein. A lot of race winners in this lap traffic. Harry Klein winning Chicagoland last time out, of course. Just proves that you can't have all the luck in these races. It's just not possible. Tristan Allen looking to the inside. Is he going to be able to get it done? No, but he's going to open the door for Roberto Crown Jr. to sneak around the outside. And man, pretty much everyone in the top 5 is going to get around Allen, but he slams the door on Kiani. And that moves him from 2nd to 4th in one corner. And now it's Roberto Crown Jr.'s time, as Jacques Lecoq in P3 just lurking right behind that 31. Tristan's still in it, of course. Kiani, just ever dangerous up there. Incredibly consistent, that 71 machine. I feel like we're always seeing him up here in the closing stages of the races, at least. Of course, Kiani, he finished 2nd at Chicagoland, so really good back-to-back weeks for him if it stays this way.
Yeah, hopefully he's hoping it stays this way.
And Corey Williams, of course, absolutely praying it stays this way. Him in the point standings, kind of in the same predicament that Tristan Allen is. He's 45th. He currently has 36 points. Carlos Mendez, who's 31st, has 82. So, I mean, just maximize your points. And hopefully you can crawl outside of that LCQ zone. Can Williams hang on? Be a very big win for Team SB. Oh, and Kiani gets into the wall. I think that might be it for his run today. Team SB
Yeah,
is...
Corey Williams starting to look like the pure favorite out of this one.
Team SB has had some strong runs, but they just haven't been able to convert it into a win yet. And this Red Zapple Ale machine that hasn't been qualifying too good, has missed the LCQ a couple times. I mean, it's going to do wonders for that race team. Hopefully they can get all three or four of those cars. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4. I think it's 4. See if they can get all 4 into the races. And that's going to pay off big in the team points long term. So a win here could do wonders for him. But of course, he's got 3 other drivers right behind him that want it just about or even more than he does. Especially Roberto Crown Jr.
Oh yeah, I mean, he feels like he's going to be the man for this one. He's kept this car clean the whole entire race, and he has no deficiencies with the car, so he's going to be using it to his best advantage. I mean, everyone up here has still got a clean door pretty much.
Yeah, very, very strong performance from that 31. And I think looking at the leaderboard, it's important to note who's in 6th place right now, and that's Seth Cole, your points leader, who he was pretty much all over the field today, but with the top 10 where he is right now, I think he's pretty much secured himself the points lead coming out of Darlington as well. Even with Kiani and Roberto Crown up there ahead of him, I think he'll be pretty fine. You can see he's right now just chilling behind the 24 of Cam Vanderhorst as the battle for the lead still continues to heat up. Crown Jr. on the rear end of Corey Williams. He's got a lap car ahead of him, though, possibly to contend with. Do you see how far ahead this top 5 is broken away from 6th place, about 6 seconds ahead of him, giving it everything they have.
Yeah, they're absolutely pushing these cars right now and just doing it to the best way they can. I don't know who's going to come out on top of this one. Like I said earlier, this could be anybody's game. There's like 6 cars under a blanket, 5 cars under a blanket right now.
I mean, yeah, you look at this top 5, all of these cars are fighting for this win. Crown is going to push it to the outside. He's going to be able to get it. Yes, he will. He's going to slingshot around the 7 of Corey Williams. New leader with 5 to go, or 6 to go, excuse me, this time. Or no, it is 5 to go. Thank you, leaderboard. You know, just fucked me over there. Roberto Crown, 5 to go in the lead. Can he close it out? Jacques Decock, man, the early favorite in this race. It's coming down to these 2 drivers.
Here we go. They're starting to come back. 35 car. He's definitely really quick and clear air. We've already seen that. 31. I don't know. We haven't seen him in clear air all day, so this could really be anybody's game here.
It's the first time that Crown has taken it to the point so far today, I believe. And he's got some heavy, stiff competition behind him with the Bordeaux's butt pace car of Jacques Decock.
Block on him. It was good. It was good enough.
This top 5 is still just under a blanket. Decock goes high. Is he going to be able to carry the momentum around? It doesn't look like it. 3 to go this time.
31, 35, 7, 27, and 71. There's a lot of 7s in this battle and a lot of 3s. But they're going all out 100% for this win. All of these guys are hard charging. This is really difficult to run this close here. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, to give 100% and even more at Darlington and not just absolutely annihilate your race car turn after turn is just something to behold. 2 to go this time. Roberto Crown Jr. has kept that car clean all day. Jacques Decock, for the most part, has done the same. But, I mean, the 31, just the consistency has been paying off. But you see that 35 car, he's charging, he wants it. He's got 3 more big turns to give it a shot. And he's super close this time. He might be able to do it. He's got to get to the outside, and he does. Is it going to be enough?
He's trying to build a run on the 31. White flag. 1 more lap to go for Roberto Crown Jr. He's seeing the checkered flag in his mind, but he's still got to keep it clean 1 more time.
White flag. Roberto Crown Jr. Jacques Decock. Corey Williams still in this one as well. Can the 35 get around the 31 of Roberto Crown? Or is that 31 Beyblade machine car going to let it rip at victory lane? 1 more corner.
Crown coming through turns 3 and 4. Decock in the 35 is going to try to build a run on the outside. So far can't quite do it.
But it's not enough. Roberto Crown Jr. wins the Bojangles Classic 200 in pretty dramatic fashion. A pass with 5 laps to go. And you see the 35 coming around that 31 car to give him a bit of congratulations. A hell of a battle between both of them. And Roberto Crown Jr., for his single operation race team, he owns that race team, takes a W today. He was 7th place in points coming into this one, but it's going to be more than that leaving Darlington. Great finish for him. 35 of Jacques Decock as well. Very, very strong second. Corey Williams, Tristan Allen, and Nathan Kiani, a hell of a show for the top 5 finishers here today. And you see the rest of the order. Points leader, Seth Cole. Gabriel Mo, who we didn't really touch on too much, as much as we should have today, P7. Joey Murphy in 8th. Cam Lassar, a very, very good finish for them. And rounding out your top 10, is Richard Johnson, and just Harry overall, very good race. A bit of some incidents here and there, but very, very good one indeed here today from Darlington. And man, we'll have to take a look and see how the points have shaken out and all that. And so we will see here in just a moment. But man, just once again, an incredible congratulations to Roberto Crown Jr. taking his first win of the season, and potentially many more, just the way that car has been driving. And that is the a third win for Chevy on the season, kind of continuing a pattern of winning nearly every other race on the year. And yeah, just hell of a performance for Darlington. So take a look at the full results and the points here from Darlington in just 1 second. Alright, taking a look at the rest of the leaderboard here from Darlington. We already mentioned the top 10, so we'll get through the rest of them now. DJ Curtis just barely missing out on the top 10 there. Shane Side, Spike Stinson, Christian Vargas, who's having a pretty good early run. Dylan Connolly and Eric Rodriguez kind of quietly making their way back up through the field. Victor Nunez, AJ Jones, Ryan Jasper, and Kyler Sustrai, your top 20. And if you want to take some names off this leaderboard for me. Starting with Ash here. Or I'll do it. Ash Curtis, Dane Stinson, RJ Bishop, Eric DeMax, Pedro Lucas, Blake Moore, and Harry Klein. That was the end of your garbage to finish on the lead lap. And Cam Vanderhorst, Carter Friesen, and Carlos Mendez, your top 30. Cody Lamas, Tristan Wilhoit, Skylar Taylor, Bobby Jones, and Buddy Barksdale, your last remaining running drivers. And then Testicle, who actually led the most laps out of the entire race, ends up being the first driver not to finish. And Emmy Scazzotto, unfortunately, was parked, but still received points for their effort today, just deemed an unsafe race car on the track. Michael Swaney, Alison Figueroa, Zach Fitzwater, Matt Mitchell, and Luis Hernandez is rounding out the rest of your field here today. And then we move on to the point standings. Not really a whole lot has changed with the top 5, just a little bit of a moving and shaking here. Roberto Crown Jr. has moved up to 5th place. Seth Cole retains his points lead, and Kiani gains a little bit over Spike and Christian Vargas. Jock DeCock moving his way up into the top 10, I believe. Same with Dylan Connolly with that kind of quiet 15th place position. Doesn't really get a whole lot of attention, but he's making his way up on the points. Blake Warren, Tristan Wilhoit, Gabriel Mo moving his way up into the top 10 as well. Harry Klein, Luis Hernandez, Ryan Jasper, Victor Nunez, Buddy Barksdale, Eric DeMax, Cody Lamas, Testicle, Shane Sides, Zach Fitzwater, running out your top 20. 24th through 30th, Matt Mitchell, Ash Curtis, Joey Murphy, Eric Rodriguez, Pedro Lucas, Kyler Sustrike, Carter Friesen, Emmy Scazzotto, Michael Sweeney, and Carlos Mendez are your locked-in drivers for the next race that we have at Charlotte. And then the drivers who have to race their way in: AJ Jones, Allison Figueroa, Austin Pebbles Jr., Bobby Jones, RJ Bishop, Corey Williams, who has gained 9 spots. They're pretty solid run here today. Cam Vanderhorst, Cameron Sard, RJ Reynolds, DJ Curtis, Dane Stinson, Richard Johnson, Tristan Allen, Aiden Smith, Baton Amoedo. Didn't make this race, unfortunately, for Flipside. Nick Breeding, Dana Rivera, Cal Farrell, George Buffalo, Skylar Taylor, Ryan Reed, and Stephen Colin round out the rest of the remaining field there. Ryan Reed only starting 1 race on the season, so hopefully Team Tom's can turn that around and get a second car into the field for Charlotte, which will be the longest race of the season at 300 miles, I believe. So until then, I don't know if Dylan is even still here. I think I heard him falling down, trying to get a drink in the
Oh,
in the
I'm
booth.
still here.
Alright, he is still here, and I have said all the names in the field twice, which is pretty fun. So yeah. So what did you think about that race? And then you're looking forward to the next one.
I thought it was incredible.
Kyle Petty would probably agree with you, and I would have to agree with you as well. I think that was a pretty incredible race, and like I said, next time we'll see you would be at Charlotte. So we'll see who ends up making it into that race. And we'll see if Seth Cole can continue the crazy run that he is on at the moment. With 1 less start than the rest of the field, we'll see if he hangs on to the points lead and where the season goes from here. So until next time, goodbye.